Evidence points towards Jesus really existing, but there are 2 billion Muslims who will argue that Jesus never died on the cross. On this, J is for Jesus episode of the Encyclopedia, we're investigating 3 reasons why one should believe he actually died. Number 1. Abundant circumstantial and forensic evidence. The ancient Romans were efficient professionals in the realm of capital punishment, and as such there are no ancient records of anyone ever surviving a full Roman crucifixion. Couple this with the circumstances of the crucifixion, including scourging, blood loss and trauma from the crown of thorns, his thoracic wound which produced a flow of blood and water which only happens at death, the wounds in the hands and feet, and the 3-hour crucifixion itself. There's a statistical near zero survival rate. In fact, the Journal of the American Medical Association corroborates. Modern medical interpretation of the historical evidence indicates that Jesus was dead when taken down from the cross. Gerd Ludemann, an atheist by the way, says Jesus' death as a consequence of crucifixion is indisputable. Take also that A, the biographical accounts of Jesus' crucifixion align with the archaeological evidence and the written description of crucifixions that were executed during the 1st century, and B, the number of biographical eyewitnesses to the crucifixion of Jesus is overwhelming, all dated to within months of Jesus' death, not like Islam's, which is 600 years after the fact. C, on top of this, there are numerous persons that are historically connected to and archaeologically associated with the crucifixion account, like James, the brother of Jesus, and Peter, Caiaphas, Pontius Pilate, Caesar Tiberius, and Herod Antipas, all mentioned either in historical and biographical records along with Jesus. Secondly, ancient extra-biblical sources state that Jesus died. You have at least 5, if not more, ancient historical sources outside the Bible that talk about the death of Jesus. Like Phlegon of Tralles says he was crucified amidst a great darkness veiling the sun, and stars appeared in midday. And Thales, a 1st century historian, said that he was crucified and there was a darkness and an earthquake. You have Tacitus, a Roman historian and politician, said he was executed under Pontius Pilate's reign. You have Julius Africanus, said he was executed and there was a great darkness and an earthquake. And Lucian of Samosata makes a reference to Jesus' crucifixion, and interestingly says he died for his teachings. And lastly, Annals of the Ancients chronicle supernatural events during Jesus' death. At the time of Jesus' death, the Bible records that the veil inside the temple was torn in 2. The Talmud, which is Jewish recorded history, says 40 years before the temple was destroyed, the gates of the Hekel, or the holy place, opened by themselves, in Yoma 39b. Secondly, the Babylonian Talmud, which is Sanhedrin 43a, states that Yeshu, or Jesus, was hanged or executed on the eve of Passover for doing miraculous acts. So not only does the historical record state that he was executed for doing the supernatural, but also by inference, it sets a date for the crucifixion, and that would be around April 2nd or 3rd, 33 AD. This exact date coincides with the strange darkness that was all over the earth. The Chinese ancient book of the latter Han says that on Wei Hai, the sun was eclipsed, and this indicated that the God-man was executed. And the official edict of the Emperor Guanghu in the Han Dynasty states the sun and the moon were eclipsed. Everyone's sins now rest on one man. All are pardoned under God. The overwhelming, indisputable evidence points to Jesus actually existed, that he died via crucifixion, and this is corroborated by indisputable archaeology, science, and historical documentation. If one were to deny this, would be to deny the truth. The fact remains, Jesus died. But the story doesn't end there.